But when it comes to the next groundbreaking classic Shonen Jump hit to break records, Chainsaw Man isn't, and this is in the most nicest way possible, really capable of doing that. Chainsaw Man, to put it short, like I said before, is built for the older teenage audience, and with the mentality in mind and just how regular censorship works, I don't think it could really happen. I don't think it could really happen. I don't think it could really happen. This was me not even more than a few months ago, and now looking at the reality of what is to come from a series like this is something that I was and wasn't expecting all at the same time. And for a little while now, I've been heavily invested into this series that we all know as Chainsaw Man. And really, when we think about it, the anime was something that I think a wide majority of us thought was very realistic. But something that just completely threw me off was the conclusion of part 1 of Chainsaw Man's manga, mostly because of the author Tatsuki Fujimoto's usual standings on long-term series. For the most part, at least from my knowledge of Fujimoto's previous series Fire Punch, it really wasn't set up for a long-term standing, or I mean maybe it was and I just don't know simply because I have yet to read the series. But from what we clearly know is that Fire Punch had 83 chapters to entail everything within the manga. And I guess for a majority of us Chainsaw Man readers, we thought that this was it, the conclusion of a great but yet such a short series. A manga that for so long we thought the ending was nearing close, but really, it was just the beginning, and a start to a new chapter. And to mention back to the very start of this video, I hope that with the ending of the first part of the manga and with the anime announcement, that this series can prove my previous self entirely wrong. I want this anime and the second half of the manga to exceed my expectations for this series and for the future of Chainsaw Man. Before we move into the video though, I want to let you all know that if you do enjoy anime and manga related content, then it would be awesome if you guys would consider subscribing to the channel, because at this moment over 90% of you guys watching my videos aren't subscribed, and honestly to me, I actually didn't know that number was so low for the people who were actually subscribed. So if we could even change that number just by a little, that would be amazing to see. So yeah, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and don't forget to just enjoy anime and manga related videos. Alright, enough of that, let's move on to the video. So for starters, have you even read Chainsaw Man? I mean, I'm sure for the majority of people watching this video that you probably are either caught up to the series and want to learn more about part 2 of the manga, or you're here just for some insight on the upcoming anime. And I mean, that is what this video is about, but just for clarification, if you for whatever the reason stumbled upon this video and want to know what Chainsaw Man is, then here you go.
I'm Michael Jackson, you Tito. Your ass belong to me.
And yeah, that's pretty much the plot of the story, but in all seriousness guys, Chainsaw Man, after just being serialized in Weekly Shonen Jump magazine in late December of 2018 and created by Tatsuki Fujimoto, is a series that I would have to say is pretty out there, and from my point of view, there really hasn't been a single series in Jump that has had me so confused as well as so intrigued at the same damn time. The story is really something special, so if you haven't read the series just yet, then do me a favor and click off this video, because going forward I'll be talking about the conclusion of the first part of the manga, so there will be spoilers. You have been warned. So I guess it would only be right to start off from where we left off at, and to try and answer the question of what's next for Chainsaw Man. Well, if I'm being honest, with how the last 2 chapters went leading up to the end of the public safety arc, at first I was a little skeptical about how this all really made sense, and how Denji, or the Chainsaw Man, was able to really complete his task at hand. And Denji, a character that throughout the entirety of Chainsaw Man has really only wanted to live a simple life with a little bit of spice in between. I mean, with how Denji and not Chainsaw Man was able to really overcome an enemy purely based on the overconfidence that Makima had and the lack of capability she thought that Denji had, is something that really strives within this series. And ever since the beginning, and I guess depending on how you take it, even still now within the series, Denji has been someone who really is just a, man, I didn't want to say it, but Denji is just a simp. Let's be honest, this man even at the ending of part 1 is still in love with Makima. If that's not a simp, I don't know what is, but taking into account everything that has happened thus far, our main character Denji really has stepped up in some aspects and grown overall as a character. But what lies next? What's next for our main character Denji and the rest of the story? Well, if I'm being honest, it's quite hard to say, and that either A, we get a time skip entailing that the new control devil is either good or bad, or B, we continue off where we left off at, and Denji enters high school and teaches little Nayuta to control her powers for good and not evil, which most likely is how I see the second act starting. And with the future of Chainsaw Man in play, so is the switch of the magazines. things. Chainsaw Man will no longer be publishing in Weekly Shonen Jump anymore. Instead, it will be featuring in Shonen Jump Plus, which means that we might not be getting weekly chapters anymore. Chainsaw Man could be looking to be a bi-weekly and or a monthly series, which isn't honestly a bad thing. I personally wouldn't have a problem with it. It definitely would give the mangaka a lot more time with the series to improve on so many things. So in the end, it's just benefiting the series as a whole. And pretty much in the same realm of things, the Chainsaw Man anime, which we know for sure will be produced and animated by Studio Mappa, which, if I'm being completely honest, I have a strong amount of mixed emotions from Studio Mappa, especially for a series like Chainsaw Man, which is really rough and there is a lot of stuff going on consistently, and none of this isn't really confirmed or denied yet, but my guess would be that the Chainsaw Man anime will be for the most part CGI. I don't honestly see any other resort at this current moment, especially due to Mappa having so much under their belt at this current moment, such as Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen, God of High School, and even the new Yuri on Ice movie. Just the amount of work that's being settled in at Mappa is ridiculous, and for both my sake and yours, I wouldn't get my hopes up too high for the best production of this anime. But who knows, I could be entirely wrong, and let's all hope I am, and let's all hope for the best from what's to come from the Chainsaw Man anime. But like I mentioned before, it would be really awesome for this anime to prove me wrong and to prove to the world what something so strange and so out there can really do to the anime community. And as a whole, because of what we've seen in recent times from anime and manga, it all really just relies on the future of Chainsaw Man. But that's all I have for you guys today. Let me know what you guys thought about the video in the comment section below, and if you want to leave a comment suggesting an idea for a video, be more than happy to do so. I love reading the comments, and maybe if you post an interesting topic, I'll choose yours and make a video on it. And guys, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Also, forgot to mention, but there's a link to my Discord in the description box down below if any of you would like to join. With that, everyone, my Twitter is at AnimeAugie, and I will make sure to catch each and every single one of you guys in the next video. Peace.